My name is Pretty Lou. My AKA name is Lou Ortega, like he was pronouncing my last name throughout the whole night. I started in this music career almost 30 years. Almost 30 years I've been in this music career. The first time I ever grabbed a microphone in a club, where's Jimmy Bronx Cafe? Where's Jimmy at? There goes Jimmy. The first time I ever grabbed a microphone was in his spot, Jimmy Bronx Cafe up in the Bronx. If you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. If you're young, there's something called Google. You can Google everything now. And, you know, from that time on, I started my whole career being an MC in the clubs. I still remember the first DJ I ever worked with, and that was with my brother, may he rest in peace, DJ Carl Blaze. That was the first DJ I ever stepped in the club. I got on a microphone and I was super nervous. Let me tell y'all, I remember, I forgot what club it was. It was some club in the 50s, and you know, I used to take the train. I used to take the train to my gigs, and I remember going there, and I remember getting booked for the first time, like doing something professional. I was always doing local stuff. By the way, I'm from Brooklyn, New York City, just to let y'all know. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Park Slope, Brooklyn. Oh shoot, shout to Park Slope. Who's from Park Slope here? All right. So I'm from Park Slope, Brooklyn, and I used to do all the local stuff. And when I got my first professional gig, I walked into the club. I was so happy, but I was also nervous at the same time. And I can still remember Carl Blaze telling me, "Yo, shorty," because I was a shorty. I'm still short, but I'm probably even more shorter. And he was just like, "Don't worry about it, man. Just go with the groove. I'll show you. I'll let you know when to speak and everything." He was just so down to earth, and man, he took me on his wing. And after that, I was never nervous again. And I praise to him up in heaven right now. So shout out to my brother DJ Carl Blaze. And then ever since then, you know, I was getting booked. And let me tell you, man, my first pay when I did my first club was $50.
Nice.
Yes. It was $50. Yes. And when they gave me that $50, I was going back home on the train like, I made $50.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a long time ago. But you know, I had a great, I still have a great career. Everything is still going well for me. You know, getting the bookings, you know, doing nightclubs all over the place. I went from doing it from New York City. I ended up doing it all the way around the world, just grabbing a microphone and taking care of myself, taking care of my family, taking care of my children, and everything. And just to jump, I'm gonna jump maybe about 15 years. We're gonna start it off like this. And it was 2012, right? No. First of all, I met my wife in 2012. Shout out to my wife. Yeah. I met my wife in 2012. I'm gonna talk about her more later. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just give me this moment. Because listen, let me tell y'all something. I've been waiting for this moment I've been fighting for my life 11, almost 12 years. I've been waiting for this moment to sit down on a microphone and tell y'all my story for almost 12 years. In 2014, you know, I was always booked every night, going in, you know, doing my job and everything. At that time, me and my wife were just boyfriend and girlfriends, but we were always with each other. And I woke up not feeling good one day. I woke up not feeling good, and I just thought it was a flu, or, you know, I thought it was like any other sickness that you usually just, you know, you get. But I'm always on the run. I'm always, you know, when you're in this music industry thing, let me tell you something. There's something about the music industry. There ain't no health benefits. There ain't no health insurance. There ain't none of that stuff. Whatever you make, that's what you pay the doctors. And when you're on that groove and you're on that move, you know, when you get sick, you know, you're like, I just got the flu, whatever. But that flu kept getting bigger. It kept getting stronger. I kept getting weak. I started noticing I was losing a lot of weight. And then I was noticing that there was a couple cuts that I would get and I was not healing for some apparent reason. And let me bring her up. Thank God for mothers. Let me just say mothers. Thank God for my mother. Mother's always, you know, a regular Hispanic mother's like, hey, you gotta go to the doctor, you gotta get that checked out.
Facts.
And I used to never listen to my mom's when she used to say that because I always thought I was good. But there was that one time and I said, you know what, Mom, I'm gonna go get myself checked out. I went and get myself checked out. In the matter of hours, I remember getting a phone call super early in the morning. And there was a doctor that called me. And he told me, yo, Lou, I need you to come see me because we have something very urgent that we gotta tell you. And I'm telling the doctor, tell me on the phone. You gotta tell me on the phone, but there's something called, what is HIPAA? There's a HIPAA law that you can't say anything over the phone. You gotta see the doctor and you gotta confront. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous as shit. I didn't know what the hell was going on. You know, millions of things was brewing in your mind, you don't know what the hell's going on. But when I finally got to the doctor, they told me, yo, you have to rush yourself to the hospital because let me let you know, right now you're a walking corpse. You have no type of cells in your body. You're on zero, meaning you're probably moments of a cardiac arrest. So me and my wife, my mother, we all flew to the hospital. They had to do emergency stuff and everything else. So at first we got to find out that they were saying that I went to Brooklyn Methodist Hospital, right here in Park Slope. And so they first diagnosed me with plastic anemia. They said that I needed a bone marrow transplant. If I didn't get the bone marrow transplant, I was gonna die. Plain and simple. So we're, you know, people, you know, help. This is when the world woke up for me. And we put a GoFundMe. Thank you to everybody who put that GoFundMe on 2014. I really appreciate it because that helped out with the first set of bills. And, but thank God for the doctor that was in that hospital. She didn't believe that that's what I had. So she made a phone call to a good friend of hers over there at New York Presbyterian Columbia, uptown in Washington Heights. And she said, I have a patient here. I don't feel like that's the diagnosis. I need to transfer him to you so you guys can really find out what's going on. So they end up transferring me uptown. And now I get there. They run all the tests that they did in Brooklyn, they did it uptown. And 2 days from doing all the retesting again, I'm in the room with my mom's. My wife was working. And the doctor walks in. So you know when the doctor walks in with no crew, no nurses, super urgent. And this is when I heard the devil. When he finally told me that I had leukemia, which is a blood cancer. I went blank. My mother, hysterical. I just did, I keep it real. I saw the end. I thought that was it for me. I thought my life was over. He told me that we gotta do a lot of things, meaning we gotta do chemotherapy, we gotta do all that stuff. If I'm with it, they're there for me. So of course I was like, listen, I have no choice, right? In order for me to live, this is what I gotta do. So what people don't understand, what I'm trying to say is, when they tell you you have cancer, let me talk to the people who think that it would never happen to them, because this is why I'm here, right? Every time I speak to a person who it never happens to, I sometimes go on live, on my Instagram live, and I'll be talking, and people just be like, yeah, you know, look at this guy ranting and everything, blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you something, man, and I'm gonna make it real clear. I think in this world of life, cancer is the only thing that's not racist. Cancer don't care if you're white, don't care if you're black, don't care if you're Indian, you don't care if you're Spanish, you don't care whatever the hell you are. You could be an alien coming up from Krypton, he doesn't care. If he wants you, he's gonna get you. And he's gonna get you real good. You know? All I kept thinking about was my children. All I kept thinking about, my kids were young at that time. My kids were so young. And all I kept saying was, damn, my kids are gonna grow up without a father. I just started a great relationship with my wife. But here's the worst part. When you look at your mother's face and your mother's telling you, I can't believe I gotta bury my son. Instead of me burying my mother's saying, I gotta bury my son. When my mother told me that, I said, nah, Ma, you ain't gonna bury me. Give me a minute. I went outside, I told the nurses, yo, I need a private room. Is there a room I could go real quick? She was like, of course. What do you need the room for? I said, I just need to go somewhere by myself. And just do me a favor. I'm gonna close the door. If you hear some banging or whatever, don't think nothing, don't worry about it, it's just me. I went in that room, and let me tell you something, man, I went off. I think I hit every freaking bed. I think I kicked every wall. I screamed, I yelled, I got on the floor. I even cursed out at God. I cursed God out. But after I did the ranting, I did everything, all that, after I was done, you know what I told myself? That it will be the last time that I'm gonna cry, excuse my language, I'm gonna cry for this motherfucker, because I'm gonna fight.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna fight, and I'm gonna win this shit. And that was the last time. I told my mother, you're not gonna bury me, we're gonna do this. And guess what? Sure. We fought for 7 years. We fought for 7 years. Chemotherapy, everything. I was in the hospital 3 times a week to get my treatments. And let me tell you something, and I'm gonna tell you one thing. If there's any promoters or if you guys are on IG Live, yeah, I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna talk to them. It's the only man that went and did 8 hours of chemotherapy. Yep. Blood, platelets, everything. Got the venom in my arms, did all that stuff. Went home, spent time with my wife, took a nap, and went and still did 3 fucking clubs.
Yes, sir.
And I did that for 7 years. 7 years I did that. A lot of people used to come up to me and say, yo, Lou, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're killing yourself. Why are you doing that? You need to stay home and rest. Shout out to my brother DJ Nuff. He's not here today. But he was the first one to call me and told me, yo, Pop, what are you doing? Come on, man. You're supposed to be home. You're supposed to do this. And you know what I told him? I said, if I stay home, I'll die. If I stay home and I don't do nothing, I'll die. I need to continue my life. And I did. I still continue to work. I still continue to do mixes. Shout out to my Sirius XM family here.
Yes, sir.
I still continue to do my mixes with my brother Hollywood KO. I continue my life, man. I continue doing everything. I did not stop. 2019 was probably the worst but best year of my life, and I'm gonna tell you why. In 2019, it was June. It was June 17th. I will never forget the day. I got my last chemotherapy, my final chemo. Did my chemo, I stood in the hospital for 5 days, right? Doing the chemo. My wife picked me up. I told my wife, oh, get me a cup of coffee. Got me a coffee. But for some reason, the coffee didn't sit right, and I ended up vomiting the coffee. I think the coffee is what told me something's not right. Something's not right. And I went home. I still had two clubs that night, the night I went home from the hospital, which is crazy. But something wasn't right. So I told my wife, here's another thing if people don't understand. I used to roll with an entourage back in the days. Back in the days, I used to be with my whole Park Slope crew. And I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bad boy coming up in the game too. Yeah, I used to yoke up promoters when I didn't get paid. I was pretty bad. They didn't want to book me because they thought I was reckless. But then I met this man. It's my brother Bless.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I met this man, and I met my other brother DJ Top 10. And this man told me, yo, Lou, you gotta stop being hood. I get it. Stop. If you stop being hood, you continue being humble things will come to you, more bookings will come to you, and everything else. I ain't gonna lie, in the beginning I was mad at him. I was like, get the hell out of here, man. I'm from the streets.
Lose a minute.
They gotta pay me. But he was like, nah, my brother, let me handle it. I'll handle all that. And for like a couple years, he would be my manager. I would get booked, and promoters had to go to him, make sure I had to play the good guy. And you know what? Thank him, I became that good guy. So thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. You know? So, but he also stopped me from rolling with 20 dudes. Because I used to be with all the dudes from Park Slope. Because I was like, yo, if this guy don't pay me, please beat him up. But then after that, I humbled myself. I got people started loving me. I started going to my gigs by myself. I was probably the only guy, I'm sorry, to all any other DJs who rode with 20 other people. Hey, I am the only one that used to walk in clubs and didn't have to worry about nothing in any borough. But that one night, I needed somebody. I told my wife I can't go to work by myself tonight. I don't know. So I called my other brother, he's right there. It's my brother C over there. And I say, yo, C, what are you doing right now? He goes, nothing, chilling, home, the wife. I said, well, do you and your wife want to come out with me to my gigs? And she was like, all right, let's do it. His wife is there. And they went out with me. They went with me to my 2 gigs. But they noticed that something was wrong with me. My last gig was at Starless. Anybody been to Starless, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I was the MC at Starless. And you know, the girls would do their things in the pole. That night, I was doing my thing in the pole because the pole was holding me for some reason. I was holding down that pole because I wasn't feeling right. And then at the end of the night, I caught a flat, man. The same night I caught a flat. My brother right there went and changed my tie. He had all white on that day. He left there with polka dots, looking like Kwame. But he changed my tire. He with me in the car, knocked out. Now here's Here's this funny story. I knew he was changing my tire, but that was the last thing I remember. And then I woke up. I got to find out that I fell. It was, the chemo did something to me that I went crazy. I wasn't me. They said I was beating people up in the hospital. I was beating up nurses. They said that I actually flipped one of the security guards. That they put me on a stretcher to get an MRI, and they had to like tie me down, and I ripped it. I don't remember none of that. They had to put me in an induced coma, right? I was in a coma. And that's when my family found out the worst news of all time. They said, go enjoy him. All his organs are failing. His heart is failing. His kidneys are failing. His liver is failing. His brain is hemorrhaging. You need to go say goodbye. I don't remember because I was knocked out, but from the stories that I hear from people, from family members, my wife and everything, people was destroyed. But I believe in the power of prayer. And this is when I heard that the world stopped and prayed for me. That every celebrity, every person on Instagram started posting the Batman banner. I'm gonna talk to you about Batman later, because this is Bruce Wayne who's talking to you right now. This ain't Batman talking to you. And everybody was praying for me. It went from my brother Fat Joe all the way to Cardi B posting stuff up for me. And giving power to my family, especially my wife and my mother. My mother did not leave that hospital, not even to take a shower. Am I right, Nick, or what? Did not even leave to take a shower. They begged her to go home. And my mother was like, I'm not leaving my son. I'm not leaving my son. But the power of prayer was heavy. And I woke up. They couldn't believe that after they told my family, go say goodbye to him, my organs started working again. My liver was working again. My kidneys were working again. My heart, my brain, and I woke up. And the first thing I said when I woke up, yo, did I miss my wedding? Because that was, just to let you know, I fell in a coma on Father's Day. It was Father's Day. I woke up, and after the summer on October 12th, I got married to this beautiful woman right there. And then here's the other best part. I went into remission. I don't know what happened in that coma, but my body recharged and became something else, and I went into remission. And that was the biggest, happiest day of my life, my family. When I posted up the picture and said I was in remission, the world went crazy. But there was still something in the back of my mind that said, don't celebrate too early, because you got to get ready for the second storm. And the second storm came in February of 2024. I found out that my leukemia came back again. But this time, it came back to kill me. This time, it was so aggressive. The only way that I would live if I got a bone marrow transplant. So now we're gonna forward back to 2014, when they were saying that I had an aplastic anemia and I needed a bone marrow transplant. They were testing everybody in my family. Thank God that in that test, my middle brother was a perfect match. But we never used him because, you know, we thought leukemia was the way, and it ended up being. Coming back, my brother was like, yo, I'm your match. They tested him again, and let me tell you something. Shout out to DKMS. In order to be a match for a bone marrow transplant, you gotta be 99% accurate, matched, and healthy. You cannot be 97, 95, it gotta be 99%.
12-step process.
Thank God my brother was 99.9 match, and he saved my fucking life.
Woo!
But there was somebody missing. My mother passed away 2022. My mother was my rock. You don't understand. Let me tell you something. If you still have your mother, I need you to hug your mother tonight. Call your mother, tell your mother I love you. All right? Because you never know when is the last time that you're ever gonna have or spend time with your mother. Let me put my hat back on because this light is crazy. My mother passed away, but here's the worst part. My mother passed away the same way I fell in a coma. And for some apparent reason, my mother told God, if you're gonna take anybody, take me, but don't take my son away. She said that to me in my ear when I was in the coma. And wherever world that I was at, because that's another conversation, wherever world I was at, I heard it. And I really feel like she meant it, and that's what God did. I was hopeless. I thought that was it. Even though I knew my brother was my match, I was hopeless. I didn't know what to do. My mother wasn't here. My mom was gone. My mother was gone. I didn't know who to run to. I didn't know who to call. I didn't know who to cry in front. I didn't know what to do. But I had an answer all along, and that's that woman right there. Let me tell you something. I fight for my wife. She may not believe it. She may not believe it, but I fight for my wife. It was her and my kids. Because I keep it real, I feel like that's my family. And she took that side of where my mother was holding. If I didn't have a wife like her, I didn't know what I'd be. I didn't know what I'd be. Because let me tell you something, a transplant ain't no joke, man. From the time that they took my cells, let me tell you something, in order to get a bone marrow transplant, that you gotta take all your bad cells from your body. You gotta be on negative, meaning you have nothing to fight back. You have nothing of that. And then you get new cells. But during the process of you having those new cells, you're going through a transformation that is so painful. That is something that I would never, ever even wish upon my worst enemy. I used to get cuts in my mouth that I couldn't talk. I couldn't eat. It was so painful. I went from being 260 to 190 something pounds quickly. My skin If you ever touch my skin, it felt raw. It hurt. You know what I'm saying? My thoughts was different. Everything was just bad. It was bad. Those first 6 months of transplant was the worst I ever been through in my life. But once again, I had a woman who went to work, made sure the nurses would take care of me, and straight from work, she went straight to me to take care of me. You know what? And let me tell you something. If you have a lady or a guy next to you that wipes your ass, stay with them. For real. Because she wiped my ass. When I couldn't. But I fought again. I fought hard. There's something called GVHD, which is graft versus host. That's something that you could probably get detected, you know, will happen to you when you go through transplant. If you get GVHD, that's another thing that you need to worry about. Yep, it happened to me. I got GVHD in my skin. I got GVHD in my lips. I had stupid people coming on Instagram telling me, yo, why Pretty Lou lips are white? He must be doing something crazy. No, my brother's GVHD, bro. Anything for you to get some promo on your damn Instagram. I even got GVHD in my fingernails, which are now, they're starting to recover. But going through a transplant was real bad, man. It was real bad. But now, it's a year and 6 months, and I'm still here. I'm still living, and I can finally say, for the second time in my life, I am in remission. But it was hard. It was very hard. Financial-wise, it was super hard. And it still is. It still is. Because people don't understand that there was only one income coming in because I couldn't work. My wife had to leave her job that she was in for so many years to find another job, to find another job, to find another job, to make enough to pay bills. Let me tell you something, man. I work my ass off to be who I am. Alright? Yes, when people call me legend, that's right, I'm a fucking legend. When people call me an icon, you know what? Yeah, damn fucking right, I'm a fucking icon. When promoters say, yo man, we're not gonna book Pretty Lou because the DJ could do the same shit. No disrespect.
No. Pretty Lou different.
But ain't no DJ could do what the fuck I do. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. Nobody could do what I do. Because you know what? I master what I do. I've been doing it since the age of 14. I've been doing what I do. I didn't go out there, I didn't sell drugs. Maybe earlier.
It's legal now.
Yeah.